Welcome to the Speaking from the Heart podcast series. And today, we're exploring the idea of taking care of our neighbors. Now, this episode explores how this principle isn't just a personal belief, but a way to foster healthier communities in our businesses, places of work, and in our personal lives. Hi, I'm Richard Fontenay, and I'm glad that you have joined us today. For those who are here for the first time, a hearty welcome. And for those returning, welcome back. On Mondays, we explore topics from a Christian perspective, just like today. And on Wednesdays, we discuss matters pertaining to our personal development. And on Fridays, we explore all matters pertaining to affiliate marketing. Now, in all our talks, we discuss how to integrate business, work, and life. So let's get started on this one. First, let's take a hard look at what it means to take care of our neighbor. At its core, taking care of our neighbor means extending empathy and compassion and understanding to those around us. Now today, in our communities, we have some very disgruntled people in our midst. People who are not friendly or understanding. But from my vantage point, taking an optimistic view of what is going on around us is critically important. It's all about our mindset and how we treat others. Now, in the world of work and in business, it's about looking beyond our own needs to see where we can uplift others, support their growth, and bring positivity into their lives. It's about building environments where people feel seen, valued, and heard. But taking care of our neighbor doesn't stop at the workplace. It's a mindset, as I mentioned. That extends to personal relationships, community, and self-care. Let's draw some inspiration from the Gospels and learn from Jesus' teaching on caring for others. Now, one powerful example of caring for others comes from his teachings. He famously instructed us to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, from my vantage point, love your neighbor as yourself has two meanings. First, you need to love yourself. Then you can go on to loving your neighbor. Taking care of oneself suggests that we must be compassionate with ourselves. We must look after ourselves so that we can look after others. We cannot do one without the other. Jesus spent time in prayer and relaxation and got away from the crowds so that he could heal himself. Then he returned to his ministry, where he gave us an example of how to care for others. He didn't just talk about love and kindness. He demonstrated it in action. He healed, listened, and cared deeply for those who were marginalized and for the poor. His example reminds us that caring for our neighbor isn't always easy, but it's one of the most impactful things we can do. And he taught us to fearlessly and joyfully do that. And that is what kindness and love is all about. Now let's look at ways to care for our neighbor in business, work, and life, in keeping with the gospel teachings. Now here's a suggestion for our businesses. A company that prioritizes its employees' well-being embraces caring for its neighbors. For instance, some businesses have established mental health days, wellness programs, and flexible schedules to ensure employees feel supported and balanced. Now, these initiatives demonstrate care and foster a culture where people feel valued. Now, businesses can also go beyond work and extend itself into the community, giving support to the less fortunate. In the workplace, we could spend time with a colleague going through a rough time. Perhaps the colleague might be dealing with family challenges or health issues. So offering a listening ear, a bit of extra help, or even just kind words can make a world of difference. Treating core workers as neighbors contributes to a more supportive and respectful work environment. And in our daily lives, taking care of neighbors can happen in simple everyday interactions. Maybe it's helping a struggling friend, checking in on an elderly neighbor, or volunteering in the community. Now, taking care of the most vulnerable is completely appropriate, and these small actions create a ripple effect of kindness that provides positivity and other connections. Now, I leave you with 3 simple actions to carry out. In business, think about one small change you can make to support a co-worker's well-being. It could be a simple gesture of encouragement or advocating for a wellness initiative. At work, you can practice empathy today by reaching out to a colleague, even if it's just to ask how they're doing. And sometimes the simplest questions open up space for further connections. And in life, challenge yourself to take one small step to brighten up a neighbor's day. A smile, a helping hand, or a sincere "how are you" can mean more than you know. Now, thank you for joining us Speaking from the Heart today. Now, if this message resonated with you, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And also, if you like, to share this podcast with another. And thank you for your support. It helps us continue bringing messages from Speaking from the Heart. Now join us in our next episode where we'll discuss love in action, a topic that transforms relationships and brings us peace within. Until then, keep speaking from your heart and caring for those around you. I'm Richard Fontaine signing off. See you next time, if not before. Bye for now.